up, bottom of the hour, Sixers and Celtics Game 4 yesterday evening. Joel Embiid back for the 76ers. First quarter, Embiid, Allen in transition.
Yeah, he gets the dunk. He was kind of running back in transition, but that's as fast as he ran this entire game, Greeny.
He had 26 and 10 in this game, but that really does not tell the story of what they look like with him on the floor. By the way, Peyton Pritchard went nuts.
Oh, he had himself a second quarter. He went crazy. He's talking to Reggie Miller on the sideline. He hit his patented end of the first quarter buzzer beater, which we'll probably see momentarily.
Look at Tatum first.
He looks good. Oh, by the way, remember him with
Celtics,
the Achilles?
An 11-0 run, and then here's that buzzer beater. No one does this better than him ever.
The best in the league. Why would you let him even get a shot off?
Pritchard, 18 points in the first half. Celtics led by 18.
That's crazy.
At the break.
Come on.
Again, no highlights of Joel Embiid as it went on. The numbers were a little empty. 3 minutes left in the third. It's Tatum again. It's Pritchard again. He had 32.
He's feeling it.
A playoff career high, 6 threes.
He just kept
Celtics by
Reggie
24.
Miller. Just looking at Reggie Miller.
But look at Tatum.
Yeah, again, look at Tatum. We're taking this for granted. Like, this is a guy who's coming back from Achilles, and he looks like himself again, put up 30. And the Celtics laughed at the idea that Embiid was in the lineup.
Embiid finished with the second worst plus-minus of the game. Sixers were outscored by 25 points in his 34 minutes on the floor. Here's the biggest reason why. Celtics shot 7 of 11 with him as the primary defender, and I would add that Tyrese Maxey only took 3 shots in the first half as they were figuring out what to do with it. So I got Shump up with us here, and Monica, I'll start with you. I mean, Embiid, if you just look at the stat sheet and you see his numbers, you're going to think, oh, he played fairly well in his return. That's not what the eyes would suggest. What did you think of the Sixers with him back on the floor?
The appendectomy thing was like, oh, cool, valiant effort. But this team was slow. And in order for them to have a real opportunity to compete with the Celtics, they got to get the same amount of shots up. They got to get it moving. Behind the power of Maxey and Edgecombe, they've been playing fast. They've been able to find success that way during the course of the regular season. I just thought it was too slow with Joel Embiid on the floor, too clunky.
Shump, here's the problem. I'd love you to explain this because you played in the league a long time and you played with superstars. I mean, Joel Embiid is a superstar, and if he says, I want to come back and play, they're going to bring him back and play, but then you've got to figure out, well, we actually, at least at this particular moment in time in this series, we probably were better without him. How do you walk that line, Shump?
Well, it's tough because the only chance that you have to actually put yourself in this series is to play Joel Embiid. But it's much like McNutt was just saying, it was clunky. It was slow. It was lethargic. It was obvious that he wasn't in that lineup. And to say that you're going to do that against the Boston Celtics, who are going to play 9 to 10 guys, who are going to keep the game fast, keep the pace up, and then have guys in their backcourt to do what they do as far as shooting behind the three-point line, which can either put you out of a game or put you back into a game really, really fast. It just didn't work out. The two don't mix. And the Sixers took the short end of the stick last night.
Listen, in this league where we complain so much about players and availability, you cannot criticize a player for making himself available to his team in the playoffs. With that being said, why did he need to start? Why did he need to be in the starting lineup of a team that offensively was not having any problems? Their backcourt was playing fast. Bring him off the bench. Let him come in, ease his way in. Why did you have to take all the shots? More shots than anybody on the team. You haven't played in weeks. Your team did not need any of that. You know what they needed? They needed a rebound, Greeny.
Yeah.
They needed a rebound. They had 0 offensive rebounds in the first half. They were not shooting the ball well. He ruined everything, and that was not his intent.
That's why, Shump, I was asking you the question, because Alan and I were having this conversation before the show. And I get what you're saying.
It's maddening to watch.
If you're Embiid and if he says, I want to come back and I want to start, like, who's telling him, no, big fella, like, I know that you're our franchise and that you're here for 3 more years, but we need you to ease your way back in because we're playing better with that. Like, how do you handle that going forward now?
Well, I think Joel Embiid is such a player in this league that you have to give him the nod and start him. But I do agree with Allen, when you start to see an offense that's slowing down like that, even though it was encouraging. I know it's very encouraging to see Joel Embiid start cheering the crowd on. He was telling them, give me more, and, walking, doing his usual 1-2. That's good to see. But I would have thought it would have been alarming in the first half to sit there and say, Maxey only has 3 shots. He's not really getting going. He's not in the flow. He's not getting to different spots on the floor to make other people weapons. It kind of was pass and stand around to see what the next guy can do. They got to stay away from that if they want to have any sort of cohesion to keep this series alive.
And oh, by the way, while Peyton Pritchard was having the game of his life, Monica, Jason Tatum just continues to look ridiculously good. What are you seeing in him and them now 4 games into these playoffs?
And he is, first of all, he's already been a great player in the league, but he's getting more and more confident in this calendar year with the return and less than 20 regular season games under his belt. But the double-double yesterday afternoon, the 3-point shooting, his ability still to lock in as a defender, he just looks more and more confident. And Greeny, we talked about this after game 1. And yes, the Sixers did win a game. But in fact, I would argue that this series has represented the extended ramp up. He's gotten better in my mind game to game. And it's not always based on the final box score, but as you watch him physically, he looks more and more like himself.
Quick on Tatum.
Well, Tatum, it's just good to see him where he is right now. And the Celtics, they're really starting to look like that team from 2 years ago that won a championship. They are a dangerous team. And I just still can't get over the Joel Embiid thing. I cannot. If you're in Philadelphia, you're not losing your mind about this. They went after him defensively. They embarrassed him. He didn't know the rotations defensively. How do you give away a playoff game like this against Boston? This series is over.
All right, we will have, let's set aside some time to get back to that because obviously it struck a nerve there and I think in a lot of other places. Meanwhile, we've got some Victor Wembanyama missed a game in the concussion protocol. He was back and better than ever. Spurs and Blazers. Danny, just watch this. Tell me what you're going to do with this guy.
Curl off the screen. I would take my elbow to his chest and see if I can just hurt him.
Yeah, that works out. This was really a tale of 2 games. The first half, Denny Avdia.
Yo, he's a hoop. He's very good.
Blazers a 17-point lead. And then the third quarter happened, and the Blazers just stopped scoring, and the Spurs went on a run of their own. Watch this. De'Aaron Fox, he played great.
He's so good.
Boom.
Spurs an 8-0 run. Later in the third, watch this. Castle, Alley,
Cornette from the 3-point line.
It's a 3-point game. Spurs down 2. Look at Wemby. Spurs outscore the Blazers by 17 in the third.
It was 74-74?
Yes, we're tied up going to the fourth. That's great math. Then it's Castle throwing it up to Wemby, who had 27.
2 UConn legends, Orlovsky and Castle.
Spurs take the lead, and then it's Castle again.
Oh, my God.
Wemby again.
Can we put a body on him?
Wemby was phenomenal. Aaron Fox actually led the way with 28. Spurs become the first team ever in the playoffs to trail by at least 15 at the half and then win by more than 15. They take a 3-1 series lead. They're just the better team in this series. They outscored Portland by 38 in the second half. Second largest point differential in the second half of a playoff game ever. Wemby had 18 of his 27 in the second half, and he blocked 5 shots. More hoops later. Back to the NFL.